Alrighty, howdy neighbors, and welcome back to our life. We are adults, and sorry, it's been a while. How long has it been? Hold on. Last time I played was, it was almost 2 weeks ago that I was last able to play, so I'm a little behind. But I think we did the anniversary dinner last time. No, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, here we go. There was a touch of wistfulness in his features as he watched the bug disappear into the night. It wasn't until Cove turned his attention back to you that his demeanor warmed. Okay, I'm ready to go now. Okay. I just got back, but whatever. Fuck you, dude. Nodded. What if you didn't want to leave that poppy hill, but you knew it was time to go home? Gently a few steps behind Cove, you looked back down the hill. You spotted your childhood home immediately. I'm grateful we could come home here and see how things are without us. That was nice.
Yeah.
It really was. Oh, I forgot we're engaged. I probably should have mentioned that. Whee! With Cove right there along with you, you made your way down the hill, with the same stars above trailing the way. Your last night at sunset bird was closing out. You were lost deep within a dream, adrift in the current of your unconscious mind. Cove was with you even there, his presence strong as your mind flitted from scene to scene, the logic of the conscious world melting around you. Something jolted you from your slumber, the visions you'd constructed slipping away, even as you scrambled to catch them. It would have been a good dream. You opened your eyes to an unlit, unfamiliar ceiling. The darkness permeated the room so thoroughly that you were sure it was still the middle of the night. As your eyes adjusted to what little light there was to catch onto, a smiling face cozied itself right above you. There he was. Get the fuck away from me! If you're waking me up, I will kill you! I will fucking kill you. Good morning. The grin was bright enough to make it seem like maybe the sun had risen, after all. Please stop being a morning person. You simply could not cope with this much energy radiating off of him right now. Cove laughed at your response. Sorry. The words slipped so easily from his lips that you knew he didn't feel sorry at all. Bet. It was too early for this. With any luck, Cove would take your not-so-subtle hint and try again after you gotten a decent night's rest. But you were without luck, as Cove made no attempt to leave you be. So why are you doing this? No, it's our last day here. Everyone might still be asleep, but if we get up now, we can at least see the neighborhood. Do you want to? I'll just nod.
Alright.
Great! Is that pink and blue? Foul. Then he held out one of those hands to help you get up too. With arms out, wordlessly asking him to lift you up. Cove complied, crouching down to scoop you up before gently setting you down again. Before you can head out, you and Cove both need to get dressed. You did so quietly. The strangeness of the hour meant that your bodies seemed less coordinated than usual, each article of clothing a new puzzle, but you managed it. The two of you were eventually ready to head out into the wide world. Dawn still hadn't broken when you left the hotel. Oh, I would be so fucking pissed. Yet it was easy enough to get a ride down into Sunset Bird. The journey was peaceful. You might have expected sleep to attempt to claim you once again, with the sky still so dark, but Cove's excited energy was infectious. Morning was finally starting to come over Sunset Bird as you arrived, almost like the sun itself wanted to be there to welcome you. Cove turned toward you, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. One more summer beach trip? He needn't have asked. Still, you weren't going to deny him. You gave him a thumbs up. One more. You could have taken your time getting there, dawdling under the morning sun, or you could have taken a short walk at a regular pace. And both of those would have been just right for some other occasion. But this time, without either of you saying a word, you and Cove set off sprinting. The two of you tore gleefully down the street toward the beach, as excited and as ungainly as the kids you'd once been. You were laughing with joy by the absurdity of it all, being here at the break of dawn with the boy who you'd once discovered at a nearby hill, who never completely grew up. As it was still early, you did your best to keep the noise down. To the side, you saw Cove covering his mouth to stifle his own giggles, similarly aware of the people sleeping in the condos around you. You thought of what that mean old not-grandparents would have said if they could see you now. All you could do was continue running and stumbling down toward the beach, away from the residences and the sleeping occupants. It was only a few minutes before you arrived at the expansive ocean shore. Cove kicked off his shoes and strode right into the water, not stopping until his feet were entirely submerged and the waves tickled his ankles. So closing by on the damp sand. Opening your eyes, you enjoyed the cool sea breeze washing over your skin. The two of you stood there, watching as the sun continued its ascent over the horizon. Silence fell between you until finally dawn had fully broken. Even then, Cove spoke in a whisper.
Wow.
Can't believe it's over. You're already at this point. Oh, I didn't read it properly. Fuck. There we go. It all went by way too fast. The ghost of a smile crept over Cove's face, like the sun peeking out between the clouds on an overcast day. God, look how fucking wide I am in comparison. Jesus. Cove reached out and enveloped your hand in his, pressing your palms tightly together. The silence returned, just for a second. Glad we came here this morning. And then we came on this whole visit back.
I'm so glad.
But more than anything, I'm glad for ending up in this town in the first place, where I got to grow up with a really nice neighbor. I wouldn't have wanted any other life. I was grateful for meeting you too. Cove looked over at you in the corner of his eyes, not turning his face away from the sea. His expression was full of affection, from the gentle curve of his smile to his clear, contented brow. It was a stark contrast to the tears rolling down his cheeks.
I love you.
Love you. Oh. You counted yourself lucky. Even though you were leaving now, this place had gifted you with so much that you would carry with you wherever life might take you. Memories you'd made, lessons you'd learn, the people you'd build relationships with. You'd keep those pieces of your life at Sunset Bird forever. You stood with Cove, silently watching as bright rays swept away the last of the night's shadows until the day truly arrived. Your spirits were high as the sun rose ever higher in the sky. Okay, cried a song. The two of you had found yourselves meandering back to the neighborhood street on sandy feet, strolling down the path, just as you'd done thousands of times before. This is where it all started, where you were compelled to look at the exact spot you'd first encountered Mr. Holden, sitting dejected on the curb. He wasn't like that anymore. Still, you couldn't forget that day. Still you couldn't forget the day it began, just as you couldn't believe what an adventure it led to. Things had never been the same since that moment, and you couldn't be happier for it. Your mental English is not kind to me today. Your mental lingering on that meeting had turned physical, causing you to stop in your tracks. It was only when you heard Cove's voice calling your name that you remembered when you were and realized what you'd done. And what a present it was. A shining sun, a clear blue sky, and Cove by your side. All the most natural things in the world. So what's the next step? You watched Cove expectantly, waiting for him to guide you forward from here. There's a crinkle around his eyes as he laughed. It's up to you now. Giving me too much power. Aren't you worried about it getting to my head? Cove smirked, shaking his head.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it. I'm listening, so go ahead. That's met yours, holding your gaze. I believe in you. No matter how much time might pass, there are still some things that you could count on to be a constant. Cove, your family, his family, and all your other loved ones being there for you when you needed it was one of those things since the beginning and for always. Knowing they were there, and you would never be truly alone, made the future look all that much brighter. Ew. Wanna have some meat? The early morning escapade had stirred up your appetite, and you're positive that it would have for Cove as well. Cove nodded, his gaze shifted from you to roam across the little place that you'd both called home. There's a lot that's still out there in the world, a lot of different ways things could go in the future. But for this, I think that'd be the perfect choice. You beamed, his approval of your suggestion lifting your spirits ever higher. Your days growing up in Sunset Bird had been so wonderful. Even the prospect of leaving again made your chest ache. Yet you weren't going to let that stop you. It would be hard, but you knew that it would still be there, waiting, whenever you wanted to return. Facing Cove, who'd been by your side through it all, you knew that one day you'd look back on these moments now, just as you fondly reminisced about your childhood growing up here. Each happy moment you'd experienced became only a memory of what used to be. But that was what life was, and it was okay. As it was from the beginning, and continuing that way for always. Life took another step forward. Thank you for beginning a life here. You can come back again, always. The end. I feel like it was just kind of through, like, it's like, bitch, go. There should be no step forward, bitch, go. Hold on, how many steps is there? New file. How many are there? There are 4 steps. Fuck. Well, shit. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. So, I like this game. Our Life is a good game. If I don't think I would buy DLC for it. I don't think I would, but I did enjoy my time with it very much so. And I would play it again. I would even recommend it, actually, for those that just want a silly little romance game where you can't possibly fail. Because we all know I'm the best at that. But you can't fail with this one. There were lots of things I liked the way that they did. Like, I liked how you can choose your own pronouns. There were the 3 choices, and you can change them at any time. I liked that very much. That you can choose how, like, physical you want it to be. Because I'm a person that doesn't like physical stuff. Like, holding hands and stuff, like, that's fine, but anything, like, more than that, it's kind of, like, gross. So I liked how I was able to make it so that way it's not too much for myself. Oh no, I liked the way that they chose to do it. And the fact that it didn't subtract anything. Because you know how there are some games that they want to be so, like they want to do things so perfectly that it ends up subtracting from the experience. I don't think that happened here. I feel like the way that it was done fit the game itself. And so it didn't subtract anything. In fact, it added more. Because there were just, like, small dialogue trees where you're just like, oh, by the way, we were talking about this, and this is how I feel about it now. And I feel like that's a lot better than spending, like, an hour in a menu saying, oh, by the way, choose all of these right now, 3, 2, 1, go, you know? But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. And I would highly recommend it. So if you want to get this game, just like with every other game, I leave cost, which I believe this one is free, and where to find the game. I leave them both in the description, just like with every other game. So you can go, you can look, you can get, and you can experience. And I would highly recommend it. And I guess that's all for me. Thank you very much for watching. And hopefully, I will see you later.